revelatory milk and baptism. In verse 5, Paul says, Lord, who are you? When the light came, when the sound came, Paul said, Lord, who are you? But in verse 20, that's not up here. After Paul went through Damascus, after Paul was taught, after Paul received the Holy Spirit, he opened his eyes. And he said, you are indeed the Lord. In verse 5, he says, who are you? In verse 20, he says, you are indeed the Lord. When you don't know the Lord and don't have an encounter with him, you don't know who he is. So the question is, Lord, who are you? But after the encounter comes, after the Holy Spirit comes, then you say, you are indeed the Holy God. You are indeed the Son of God. Watch this. If you don't know who God is, the question is, Lord, who are you? But then when you have an encounter with God, you say that you are indeed the Son of God. You are indeed the Holy God. Watch this. When you get an encounter with Jesus Christ, it makes you recognize who he is. You have been with him now, and you can now recognize him. No longer will you be talking about someone else's encounter. No longer will you be basing your testimony off of what somebody else said. No longer will you be talking about, I heard about Jesus. Watch this. No longer will you be talking about, I heard about Jesus. Now you'll be saying, I heard Jesus. No longer will you say, I know about him. You'll say, I now know him. See, now you got to say, I didn't hear about this man. But no longer you want to say, I heard about this man. Now you want to say, I heard that man. Because he talked to me. Personally to me. I'm talking to all those that don't mind, that don't want to push past you being pretty on Sunday morning. Don't mind raising your hand when you know that God has been so good and you want this encounter for you now to recognize who God is. Watch this. Jesus Christ asked the disciples, who do men say that I am? Who do men say that I am? Peter said, some say you're Jeremiah, some say you're Elijah. Some call you a prophet, and they say you're a prophet. Then he said, okay, well, who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? He says, you're Jesus, Son of God. Okay, watch this. Now, what do we call him in this 2013 year? We don't call him Jeremiah. Whoa. We don't call him Elijah. But we call him ironic. We call him coincidence. We call it lucky. But when you get to know God, you realize it ain't ironic. It ain't lucky. It ain't coincidence. But it's God's hand over my life. I don't know about luck. I don't know about coincidence. I don't know about being ironic. But what I do know is God's hand has been over my life. Oh, how did that car just miss you like that? How did you get off that sick bed? Oh, that was ironic. Oh, the doctor did something. I don't know about that. But God came out of heaven. God stepped into my hospital room. God said to heal. God got in my car. God started driving with me. When you get to know God, when you get to know God, I know you now. Before I didn't know him. I need to talk to some real people that's not afraid to say how you used to talk before you didn't know him. Before you didn't know him, you used to call it everything. You used to say, oh, I was just lucky. Oh, I just had coincidence. That just happened. But now that I know God, now that I feel God, now that I had an encounter, I realized it had nothing to do with luck. It had nothing to do with coincidence. It had nothing about being ironic. It was God's hand. And can I help out a couple more people? I want you to know that even though right now you call it a blessing, I want you to know, can I let you know a secret, y'all? I want you to know that even though 10 years ago you didn't know it was a blessing, you didn't know it was ironic, I'm here to tell you that even when you didn't know him, it was still a blessing. His hand was still. That's the awesome thing about God. You don't gotta know him. Oh God. You don't gotta know him for him to know you. talking about an encounter with God, and it goes from God, I know you, but now, who do men say that I am? I ask you right now, who do you say? I don't want no believer coming up to me talking about, oh, I was lucky bastard. You a believer, we don't believe in luck. Oh, that was just a coincidence that we bumped into each other and that happened. That was just a coincidence. No, that was God's favor. But let me tell you something. We talk like that when we don't know him. That's right. When you never experienced him, then you call him ironic. You call him lucky. You call it coincidence. But because I've experienced him, because I've been intimate with God, I can now recognize God. If you've never been intimate with God, then you can't recognize God. Because you've never had an encounter with God. And this is what I'm trying to encourage us to do all month long, is to have this unique encounter with God. And can I say something to somebody in here? And I hope our first time visitors don't get offended. But I want to say something to somebody. And I'm not talking to you, but I want to talk to somebody, but I ain't talking to you. So don't take this personal. We got to stop teasing God. We got to stop having foreplay with God and not go all the way with God. Stop teasing God. Stop blowing God's ear. Stop nibbling on God's neck. It's time for you to go all the way. You say, what is this God talking about? He's talking about, what are you talking about? You look like a Christian on Sunday. You sound like a Christian on Sunday. You sound like you're holy. But when Monday comes, I don't know who he is. When Tuesday comes, I don't know who he is. When Wednesday comes, I don't know that man. It's time to go all the way. It's time to go all the way. It's easy to raise my hand when everybody else raises my hand. It's easy to say hallelujah when everybody else say hallelujah. But it comes a time when I'm at my job and ain't nobody else listening. It comes a time when I'm in my car and ain't nobody else around. It's time out for teasing God. Stop getting God to think that you want him on Sunday. You get God to think I want you, God. Only on Sundays though. When Monday come, I'm like, Peter, I don't know the man. Tuesday come out, I don't know the man. But when Sunday come again, I got a form of godliness, but no power thereof. I look the part. I can shout the part. I can cry the part. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I don't act like them. But if I want to get to that place where I'm no longer saying ironic or saying blessing, or saying coincidence and start saying blessing, I got to get to know him. I got to